So just out of curiosity, I ran it. It's 58 volts DC, 51 VAC in, 10.4, 10.3 amps, something like that. I've been running it like that for a while. I don't know, like 15, 20 minutes or something like that. I just got some random aluminum in there, so now I'm just gonna see, what it does when I add a little bit more, right? So I don't really have anything small enough, but I'm just having to like gnaw off pieces of aluminum from other stuff. So I think the current is gonna go up when I add it in. So I'm gonna just drop this little guy down in there. So I'm gonna drop this guy down in there and watch the current. Yeah, so it did shoot up a little bit, right? So if I'm adding a lot of aluminum in there, then I imagine it would go up quite a bit, right? So I don't know, 300 milliamps, something like that. Drop that down in there. So again, I'm not quite at a temperature where it's going to be like molten runny. Some of it is, some of it isn't, right? So towards the bottom where it's hugging the wall, it's running, right? So it's probably got like a smooth dome shape on the bottom. But towards the top it's still not quite there, right? It just kind of clumps. Kind of push him down in there. So it's like how much you put in there, the the exact position that it's sitting in, etc. Yeah, now he's kind of like settling down in there. Can't put the phone too close. Get your ass in there. So basically that's like the process, right? You just keep adding more and more. Kind of went up a little bit. If you slowly add bits at a time, I guess that's how you do it. That's how you kind of manage the wattage. So you see that kind of just crumbled down in there. So we'll take this and bust another piece off. And once you leave it in there for about that amount of time, it starts getting pliable. Okay, now it's up to about 11. So basically, the more and more I keep adding in here, the higher the current's going to go, apparently. So basically, with this setup, since I'm not trying to raise that current, I keep trying to back it down. Then I'm just dropping power. So now I don't actually have the power running through that tank that I did when I first started this. So again, this will go a lot better when I'm actually able to bring the current up more. So still sitting about 10.8 or something. And again, well, it's kind of falling down in there now. Let me just use the zoom. There you go. There you go. There you go, genius. So basically, yeah, it's just about almost there. If I leave it alone and just let it cool down like that, then what I'll pop out is just a little crappy looking, roundish nugget, right? All right, so this was the result of, I guess like a few little heat sinks and then some other pieces I ripped off. So I was just ripping pieces off of like what should be legit aluminum heat sinks. But then at some point, I actually added some aluminum foil in there. I was balling up aluminum foil, just dropping it in there. And I guess that's what this is, because this stuff never really wants to melt. It just kind of globs up in these little rocks. Doesn't really fuse. It kind of does, but I could easily knock it off, scrape it off, pick it out, right? Unlike, I would imagine all this here is the legit aluminum heatsink. So probably what I should do is just start over with a bunch of different aluminum, because I don't like all this crap in there. But I'd say other than that, if it weren't for all this crud, it actually does settle down, melt pretty good. And after it finally dries out, it takes finally cools down, rather, it takes forever. Probably settle down into a nice little shape, right? So I got to get a new crucible because I don't think it'd be quite, liquid enough to actually pour it out into a form. It just kind of settles down in the bottom of that crucible like that. So once I get a better one, then I feel like this will work out better, right? But yeah, all that crud in there, I guess, is what's making it look real crappy. So I don't know. I don't know how that works. What is that, like aluminum foil that's got just a tiny bit of aluminum in it, right?